testament to resilience, a story of strength, healing, and hope. We go beyond treatment to redefine what compassionate care truly means. That's Tanner Health. That's care redefined. Learn more at tanner.org.
Oak Mountain Academy specializes in a customized designed academic approach tailored to meet the needs of our families. Our lower division prepares students with the necessary foundation to build excellence. Our middle division provides students with over 15 course offerings, providing them with opportunities to explore their talents and gifts. Our upper division provides personalized academic journeys, allowing them to achieve their dreams. I'm Patrick Uran, head of school, inviting you to journey with us. For more information, visit us at oakmountain.us, where every path leads to purpose.
National headlines and the local stories you care about. WLBB, Carrollton, News Talk, 1330, FM 106.3.
Good morning. Welcome to Community Voice. I am your host, Josh Engel. Today is Wednesday, August 27th, and we have a knockout show for you today. Let me just double check. Yeah, it is the 27th. Cool. We have a knockout show for you today. We have Shane Davis, my good buddy, my good friend, President and Executive Director of West Georgia First Responders, the nonprofit dedicated to serving first responders right here in the West Georgia area, and that includes firemen, police, linemen, military, anyone that puts their life on the line to protect us and help us. Shane and his organization will be there to help them. We're also joined by my other buddy, Cliff Harris. He's the VP of Sales and Business Development with Ray Lynn, the very well-established construction outfit that has been here for a very long time. And today we're going to be talking about the upcoming Builders N BBQ. It is the third annual or fourth annual? Fourth annual. All right, it's the fourth annual Builders N BBQ. We're going to talk all about this year's event, proceeds of which will be benefiting not only a percentage of to CASA and to a Rayland Scholarship, but the majority of the proceeds will be benefiting West Georgia first responders, thus in turn going straight to assist the first responders right here in our area. That's going to be September 18th and 19th at the Dixie Street parking deck. That's 110 Dixie Street here in Carrollton. We got a lot to cover, but why don't we just jump right into it? First, why don't we talk to Shane? Shane, good morning, sir.
Good morning. How are you?
Very well, very well.
Yeah.
You look sharp in your new shirt. I love the changes to the logo.
The new logo with the lightning bolt.
Got the lightning bolt to represent the lineman.
The lineman, right, very important. We had to add that in there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well,
it's actually my favorite part of the logo. I have to go ahead and just say that right now. It makes me feel like a superhero.
Yeah, honestly. When I walked in, you said Shazam and disappeared.
There you go.
I was impressed. You're so fast. Not as fast as Matt Skinner, because he beat that Flash
beat
guy.
The Flash.
He beat the Flash, but you're pretty fast. So, Shane, you're the president of West Georgia First Responders. Why don't we start first for listeners who may not have tuned in to a previous episode with you, sidebar, quick reminder, this morning's episode with Cliff and Shane is currently being live streamed on our WLBB Facebook page. If you have any questions or comments for our guests, please feel free to hop in the chat. It's also live streaming on our YouTube, the Grata Communications YouTube. So if you'd like to jump in there and to check it out, please do. Shane, if you could, tell us a bit about yourself and tell us about West Georgia First Responders and how it came together originally.
Okay, so basically my regular occupation, I'm a bail bondsman in town, and I got saved 13 years ago. All right, so in the middle of all that, really transforming my life, as I learn how to follow Jesus, I started incorporating certain things in my business, helping people, aftercare, rehabs, things like that, sharing the gospel with them.
And you've been a bail bondsman for quite some time.
So
you were right there. You're usually one of the first people that
to see them.
It's like
a ready-made mission field. Yeah, yeah. I was a bail bondsman before I was saved too. And I always helped people, but it wasn't from that perspective. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So in the middle of doing all that, I started thinking about I'd really like to have a nonprofit to do something else to further the kingdom. And as I'm going through this, I had a prior substance abuse problem. And in the middle of getting saved, I, dropped all that down, saved my family. I mean, it was really, I was on the outs. My, wife was going to leave me and everything else. And so I started thinking about, well, I'll do a nonprofit, for substance abuse. But there's a ton of those out there. So I'm thinking, well, can I be any different? Because there's a lot of good ones. Can I do anything different? No, not really. It's already being done. Mm. So, I started thinking about other things during that time. The pandemic came in, and we know how that all went with defund the police and all that. Well, me being a bail bondsman, I'm directly, associated with the jail. I'm always around the police, and I would see the disrespect, and it really made me sick, And I started thinking about, well, I'm gonna do something for first responders. So I started doing research, and much to my dismay and really shock, I realized there's really nothing as a blanket organization to cover all the first responders as a blanket. You know what I mean? Do something for them. There's nothing locally.
And that would never include, like, linemen.
No.
Although they're so essential. They are first responders.
Yeah. And I was going to include them, too, because in a prior life, I used to work for, the power companies. So I was going on these storm duties and stuff with these guys. Man, they're right there. I mean, they're telling the first responders when they can come in. So if that ain't danger... what is, you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
So I was shocked. So I said, well, this is it right here. I'm going to go ahead and move forward with this. And I did. I created it, and then I got busy like everything else. When you're trying to do something good, people try to bring you down, and then you get busy and throw the good things to the side. Mm-hmm. So fast forward from 2021 to 2023, and I started kicking it back up again. And during that time, too, when I was creating it, Rob Holloway got shot, too. So that right there was really the underlying principles of at the beginning to really say, yeah, this is the right thing to do.
That was like the catalyst. It was like, now it's time to make this thing a reality.
Yeah. But then I say that, but then I got busy, right?
Yeah.
So then 2023 rolled forward, and finally my accountant asked me, are you ever going to do anything with this? Because once you create something, you got to keep filing taxes on it, So it kind of spurred me to do it. And then I moved forward with it, named a board, built everything out, and started. And it has been an awesome thing, probably one of the better things I've ever done in my life, professionally anyway, for sure, as far as just like really helping people and really trying to get out there and do our real purpose in life. Isn't it? Everybody's called to share the gospel, and this is a perfect platform for it. Luckily, I thank Lord I got two, being a bondsman on one side and then doing this in my spare time, I guess is what
people will never know the links that you go to help people, and just on the bail bondsman side, people that are struggling, that have made mistakes. You've been there.
Oh, I've been there. I mean,
you know what it was like.
I always make a joke that half the people I got a worse record than they do. Sure. I mean, like if you look back, I used to get in trouble all the time in my 20s.
Sure.
Luckily, I avoided felonies, but you know what I mean? It's just by the grace of God. I got a lot of them dismissed, but that's how God sets everything up and lines everything up.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And now we're a few years in, and I mean, do you have off the top of your head just how many individuals the organization has already served? Because I'm telling you that the money that comes in goes straight out to help someone in need.
I do if I had to dig in the numbers, but I'm going to say probably 40 or 50, between 40 and 50 families.
Incredible.
We've been able to help.
And that's
over the last 2 years.
Variety of capacities. In some cases, it's covering gas for people to get to treatment.
It's covering gas cards. It's helping get surgery, helping pay deductibles for insurance. Paying mortgages is really our big one. That's what I've realized going into this. When you sit down with people and you try to meet them where they're at, where you can help the people the most is to take their big finances away from them. So their mortgage, most of the time, their mortgage or their rent, whatever it is, that's their big hitter. So if you can sit down and say, hey, we can take this away for you for a number of months, we usually do 3-month intervals, and reevaluate, then that allows them to take their money and take it, buy medicine, pay their deductibles, pay their doctor bills that they're trying to set up. So we're not exclusively that, but what I've known is once I mention mortgage, it's like, yep, we'll do it.
That is a massive need.
That's a good idea. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So that's probably been the biggest thing we've been able to do.
And you're not one to mention this. In fact, it took me a long time to learn this myself, but you also served in the U.S. military.
I did, yeah. I was a reservist.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, it genuinely, he never mentioned that to me. And then years later, it's like, I was in the military. It was like, what?
Yeah.
That's great. That's awesome. Well, Shane, I mean, it's amazing what you've managed to accomplish in the last couple of years. And we're grateful for what you're doing. We're also grateful for the man, Cliff Harris, the VP of Sales and Business Development with Ray Lynn. Cliff, good morning, sir. Tell us a bit about yourself and a bit about Ray Lynn.
Sure. I'm Cliff Harris, and I'm thrilled to be here this morning. Josh, thank you for having me. And I appreciate you introducing me to Shane a couple of years ago at our second annual Builders N BBQ event. And we, my background is I was an Army aviator, and I was a veteran of the First Gulf War and had a very riveting experience over there where a unique encounter from a letter that a 9-year-old girl named Krista Newman wrote that crossed my path in the desert and changed my life. And just a few years ago, my wife and I got to go meet that little girl who's 35 years old over in Charleston, and I showed her the letter that crossed my path that she had written, and it was a very neat experience, but it was a riveting, faith-filled experience and kind of shaped my own faith in a unique way.
And you're in the middle of a war zone.
In the middle of a war zone. I was actually in Iraq when that happened. So since then, my wife and I have raised our family here in Carrollton, and we moved back here in 1997. I am now a proud grandfather and with a 9-month-old granddaughter and one on the way. My youngest daughter's in Thailand with her husband, and they're building a church down there. So she's pregnant, and she's due in December.
Congratulations. That's exciting.
Real joy in my life. And but I'm thrilled to be able to work for Ray Lynn. And, Ray Lynn's purpose is to build up. That's what we're committed to. When you think about what is it really that you do, and our purpose is to build up the colleagues that we're privileged to work with that are on our team, the community that we're privileged to live and work and play and worship in, and then the customers that we serve. And so this is just a great opportunity. It's our fourth annual Builders N BBQ. We started with the Fulford Foundation. Our founders were Ray and Linda Fulford. Ray unfortunately passed away a few years ago. He had ALS, and he would have to go to Atlanta and receive treatments because we didn't have neurology here in West Georgia. And so Linda and Christy and the Fulford family put together our first annual Builders N BBQ with the Fulford Foundation to recruit neurology to Tanner Medical. And now we have that in Carrollton, so people don't have to travel far. Then the next year, we sponsored an organization called Mighty Hero Homes and got them up and running. Their vision is to eradicate veteran homelessness in America. And what a great organization that was. And that was the year that you introduced me to Shane.
To the best guy, the sweetest guy in the world.
Absolutely. So we take our mission and our purpose seriously. And what last year we supported Kids Peace, and they've got a location over in Bowden, and they help children that have needs for education and support and family. And it's a wonderful organization, and we raised a bunch of money for them last year. And with our trade partners and the people that come out and join us in this great barbecue community event. So this year we're thrilled to be able to support West Georgia first responders and what Shane's got going on. And what better way to build up community than the people that are there first, whether it's military or police or linesmen when a storm happens, that are there to serve us. And this is a great way for us to give back and serve them.
Absolutely. And on top of everything else, this is a great example of what happens when you can get an entire community marching in step. You see this with the disaster relief drives that Southwire put on. You see this with the Builders N BBQ. It is a massive turnout, tons of participants cooking up meat, tons of other organizations coming out to sponsor whoever the selected organization is. Right. And what an amazing turnout and what a massive impact that Ray Lynn has been able to have in the foundation with these local nonprofits.
Absolutely, and it's the whole community. It's not just Ray Lynn. We're sort of sponsoring this, but it's amazing to see this. It's a wonderful community that comes together to support these causes and these events, and we're all in it together. So
excellent. Got our first comment on the live stream. Jessica K at Kiss 102.7 says, "This is a great event," with a big heart. She knows. Time is 8:43 because time flies when you're having fun. So we're going to go ahead and knock out our first commercial break. When we come back, we're going to talk about this year's Builders N BBQ. That's September 18th and 19th at Dixie Street Parking Deck, 110 Dixie Street here in Carrollton. This year, the organization that will be the proceeds will be benefiting is West Georgia First Responders. responders. We're going to talk about all of that and more, so stick with us. Community Voice, brought to you by Tanner Health and Oak Mountain Academy.
Imagine a place where every heartbeat is monitored with the utmost care, where emergencies are met with swift attention, and where cutting-edge technology enables precise and timely treatments. At Tanner Health, every patient's journey is a testament to resilience, a story of strength, healing, and hope. We go beyond treatment to redefine what compassionate care truly means. That's Tanner Health. That's care redefined. Learn more at tanner.org.
Oak Mountain Academy is a vibrant community built on innovation, academic excellence, and a 64-year legacy of shaping community leaders. I'm Patrick Uran, head of school at Oak Mountain Academy, inviting you to visit the mountain and experience firsthand the passion, purpose, and personalized education that defines our school. Come see how our mission and vision come to life each day. For more information, visit us at oakmountain.us so that you can discover your journey on the mountain, where every path leads to purpose.
Welcome back to Community Voice. I'm your host, Josh Engel. We got an excellent program this morning. We have Shane Davis, President of West Georgia First Responders, and the man, Cliff Harris, VP of Sales and Business Development with Ray Lynn. Today we're talking about the 4th Annual Builders N BBQ fundraiser competition. It's a lot of things. This year, the nonprofit that will be the proceeds will benefit is West Georgia First Responders, and we're very excited about this. The Builders N BBQ has made a massive impact in the life of the community, whether through organizations and the individuals who are being served each year with the Builders N BBQ. And this year's going to be even better, even bigger and better. So let's talk about this year's event. Cliff, if we could, let's just do a quick recap on what folks can expect, because this is very much, we're talking all about the great things that are happening, the great impact that this event has on the community. Then the community steps in and supports. Everybody puts in their support and help lift up a local organization. But it's also a great opportunity for some pretty amazing food. So let's talk about it. What can folks expect?
Well, they can expect some great smell in downtown. Our headquarters is right off of Dixie Street, and the barbecue itself takes place in our Dixie Street parking deck. So on Thursday afternoon, on the 18th of September, we'll have the teams will come in and set up their smokers and on all 3 levels of the deck and start the event. And that'll begin at noon on the 18th. And right now we have 18 teams signed up. Wow. It's $350 to sponsor a team in the event, and their meat will be inspected by judges. We have 16 judges, and throughout the day and the night and in the next morning, they'll smoke butts and brisket and ribs and chicken. So those are the 4 meats that will be in the event, and then we'll start the judging at 12 o'clock noon on Friday the 19th. It'll be open to the public, so the public can buy a ticket and come in and sample all of the barbecue with their families. And we'll have lots of events and things for the children. And the event typically ends at about 5 o'clock or 5:30, so plenty of time to get cleaned up and ready to go over and support the local high school football games.
Yeah, you don't even got to miss kickoff.
Right.
No, that's great. So, and it's a lot of fun. It's Pat Reynolds will be there singing the Star Spangled Banner to kick us off on Friday afternoon. And for anybody that's heard Pat sing, that'll be a draw in and of itself. She's got a beautiful voice.
Absolutely. Yeah. People will pay tickets just for that.
We're going to have the colors, aren't we going to have the
We will.
flag?
We'll have the Carrollton's ROTC will do a presentation of the colors on Friday afternoon as well.
Excellent.
So just a great event.
So as far as folks at home that would like to come and not only support but get to have some amazing, get to try some amazing meat, different barbecue, brisket, butt, chicken, and ribs and everything. So how much are tickets for the public?
They're $10. $10 individual and $20 for a family.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
So you could bring the family out for $20.
Hey, I would I have a bunch of kids, so it'd be awesome.
Yeah, you got kids, grandkids, you got to bring them all.
Yeah.
So for $20 you can bring the family. Yeah. And so it's nice that, you get the smells. I mean, you'll be able to smell this from the university, because it's just they're cooking all night, and it's just such great quality. You have artisans of the grill from all these different corners of the county and beyond, and you can sample the food with your
Josh,
ticket.
it's competitive. It's world-class barbecue, and we've got some teams that come out every year ready to go, ready to compete. And it's delicious. So it's a wonderful time to gather together as community. And right now we have 18 teams competing. There's room for more, and we've got 49 sponsors. And so we'll be also selling T-shirts at the event. And if a sponsor does want their name on the back of that T-shirt, they've got between now and September 1st to sign up and sponsor.
So you have until September 1st, which I think is next Monday?
It is next Monday.
Labor Day.
Right.
So on Labor Day, that's the cutoff. So not that you couldn't still participate, but if you would like your name on the shirt, you're going to want to jump in now. So this is not only the teams, and you can welcome more teams.
Absolutely.
Right.
But sponsors as well.
We'd love to have more teams and sponsors.
You just go right to the website, westgafirst.org.
Sure.
And it comes up right there. You can just click on whatever you need to do.
So that's where folks will want to go.
Yep.
Because that's where they can register their
Yep.
team and everything.
Yeah, that's the fastest way. So that's where you need to go.
There you go, westgafirst.org, correct?
.org, yep.
Excellent. Let me just write that down to make sure we can remind folks that at the end. So as far as, let's say that you represent a local business and you want to not only support first responders, but you want to support what has proven to be such an effective and heartwarming, community-driven event. But you don't want to cook. Let's say you don't want to do all the grilling. So you could sponsor the event. Are there levels at which they can sponsor? Could you tell us a bit about that?
There are. We've got 4 levels. We've got the concrete is $1,000, and then we've got the hard hat is a $3,000 sponsorship. The blueprint is a $5,000, and then we've got a steel sponsor for $10,000. And it's $350 to sponsor a team.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
any donation, you
absolutely.
can put in. When you go to the website, you can put in anything you want.
Sure.
And it'll kind of direct you. It's set up pretty effortlessly. You just push the buttons. It says team only, sponsor, or whatever, and you can just go right from there.
Yeah, the layout looks great on the website. I mean, it makes it very easy for folks that want to support.
Oh yeah, and it's all tax write-off through the 501c3.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Though that's a good point to remind listeners about. So as far as the proceeds, I believe it's something like 90% of the proceeds. Well, can you break down what percentages go to what organizations?
It's a great question. So the first 10% of the proceeds will go to support CASA, our local CASA, as well as a Rayland scholarship. And then the other 90% is going to go directly to Shane's organization, West Georgia First Responders, and all of that money goes toward helping families of first responders that are in need. Right.
So basically what they'll do, everybody sends the money to West Georgia First Responders, the 501c3, and then at the end of it, I actually write check back to the other two entities.
Absolutely. And so I think this is a great point to remind folks before we take this last commercial break. This organization is 100% dedicated to serving first responders. Shane does not cut himself a check of any kind. He doesn't pay himself anything. There are no members of the staff that get paid. You have a board filled with individuals, trusted names from the community, Sheriff Langley, Michelle Morgan, etc.
Tim Bearden.
Tim Bearden
is on there. Dave Wade, Brian Finley.
These are folks making sure that
you see these are some of the first responders, in the area. I mean, they, out making a difference.
So Kenneth Rooks is on yours.
Kenneth Rooks is on there.
Yeah,
he's a local legend.
So look at it this way: should you make a donation? Should you sponsor the event? Should you sponsor a team? All of that money is going to a great cause, whether it be the I was going to mess this up, the court-appointed special advocates, or the CASA, or the Rayland Scholarship, and of course 90%.
I was rebuked the other day by Michelle Morgan. I said CASA. She said, "No, honey, it's CASA." No. I don't want you to make that mistake in public. That's what she said.
I'm going to follow her lead. I'm going to start calling you honey. All right, time is 8:53. We're going to go ahead and knock out our last commercial break. But when we come back, we'll wrap up our conversation with Cliff Harris, with Rayland, and Shane Davis, president of West Georgia First Responders, as we talk about the Builders N BBQ, the 4th annual Builders N BBQ, benefiting West Georgia First Responders. It's September 18th and 19th at the Dixie Street parking deck. We're going to talk all about that and more. So stay with us. Community Voice brought to you by Tanner Health and Oak Mountain Academy.
Imagine a place where every heartbeat is monitored with the utmost care, where emergencies are met with swift attention, and where cutting-edge technology enables precise and timely treatments. At Tanner Health, every patient's journey is a testament to resilience, a story of strength, healing, and hope. We go beyond treatment to redefine what compassionate care truly means. That's Tanner Health. That's care redefined. Learn more at tanner.org.
Do the math. At Oak Mountain Academy, our average graduating class has just 12 students. We celebrate a 100% graduation rate with more than $10.5 million in college scholarships offered. Plus, 96% of our students are accepted into their top choice college. Do the math. Can you see the value of an OMA education? I'm Patrick Uran, head of school at Oak Mountain Academy, and I'm here to help you do the math. For more information, visit us at oakmountain.us so that you can discover your journey on the mountain, where every path leads to purpose.
And we're back to Community Voice. Thank you to everyone who has tuned in with us this morning on the live stream, our WLBB Facebook live stream, as well as the YouTube stream. This morning's episode with Shane Davis, President of West Georgia First Responders, and Cliff Harris, VP of Sales and Business Development for Ray Lynn, as we discuss the 4th Annual Builders N BBQ event. The podcast will be uploaded to this station's website as well as gradicommunications.com. So if you could, let's support this event, and let's support West Georgia First Responders by, even if you can't make a donation, you can share this video on your Facebook, you can share the YouTube, you can share the podcast, spread the good word about the Builders N BBQ coming up September 18th and 19th. Gents, we only have about 4 minutes left. So are there any last thoughts we want to get out to the community? And of course, we want to hit where folks can learn more. If we could, Cliff, if you could just remind people real quick one more time the ways that people can support this event.
Absolutely. If anybody would like to come and compete in the event, there's room for more teams, and it's $350 to sponsor a team. And then there's also corporate sponsorships. We've got the concrete at $1,000 all the way up to a steel sponsorship at $10,000. And if they'd like to have their name on a banner or on a T-shirt, the cutoff to make that happen is going to be Monday, September the 1st.
And those sponsors come with team registrations
right.
too.
Excellent.
Yeah, you get, if you're a sponsor, you get a team.
So if an organization sponsors at one of these levels,
yes,
then
they get the opportunity to if they want to.
Sure.
Yeah. We'll have fire trucks out there for kids to sit in and listen to the engines, and
police cruisers are going to have that.
So,
we may even have the SWAT truck. Yeah, I'm not real sure.
I mean, when we're talking about first responders, they're going to come out en masse. I mean,
Absolutely.
we're going to have we're going to have like bucket trucks.
Yeah.
We're going to have everything out there.
It'll be a wonderful patriotic community event, and again, Carrollton High School will have their ROTC out there to do a presentation of the colors, and Pat Reynolds will be singing the Star Spangled Banner, and we're going to have a lot of fun, and it's for a great cause. I
tell you, I've got to go to each one of these every year that they've come, that you guys have put them together, and I have yet to see one frown. Those kids are having a blast.
Oh, yeah.
If it's not cool enough, you're walking around in this parking deck, and it feels like you're in some kind of it almost feels like another place. It's so wild. You have all these teams set up at the parking deck, but on top of everything else, you guys always create very interactive. When you supported the organization that were helping homeless veterans, you had the tiny houses set up. You always have a massive showing, and there's something for everybody. Right. And on top of everything else, you get a lot of great food.
That's it.
So if we could, Cliff, where can folks learn more about Ray Lynn, the Ray Lynn Foundation, any of that right there, and this event?
Yeah, absolutely. Now, there's a couple of different ways that you can sign up and learn about the event. The primary way is to go to westgafirst.org. First.org. You can also send an email to monica.gentry, Gentry, at raylandconstruction.com if you'd like to enter a team or become a sponsor. Excellent. So we're out there on Facebook, and so or come on by Raylan. We're right downtown. I'll be happy to talk to anybody that's interested in supporting the
Cliff's
event.
never met a stranger, that's for sure.
Hey, and I'd like to take this time just to thank Raylan, okay? Because as a nonprofit in the local area, there's a couple of people you want to partner with. Raylan is one of them. They were actually the first ones I ever reached out to cold calling. I said, I'm going to get Raylan. Didn't work. I didn't get past the gatekeeper, but I always said, you know what? I want to do something and partner with Raylan, and God put it in place, and here we are.
Shane, we're thrilled to be able to support what you're doing. And thank you very much for all that you do.
I appreciate you.
You feel this? This is love right here. This is friendship. This is brotherhood. Don't miss your opportunity to support West Georgia first responders and the Raylan Foundation, CASA, the Builders N BBQ event, September 18th and 19th at the Dixie Street parking deck. Don't miss it. $10 ticket per person, $20 for family, and there's still time to sponsor and or register. Gents, thank you so much for everything you do.
Josh, thank you so much for having us on.
Thank you, buddy.
Glad to do it. And thank you to everyone who tuned in at home. We'll see you next time.